Hello everyone and welcome to Past the Post. My name is Michael Adolphs and we're going to go over the very best of horse racing from here in the UAE. We had a great weekend, a busy weekend in both Emirates, Abu Dhabi and Dubai. But we're going to get things started at the Dubai Racing Club at Meydan. HQ held 8 races on the night, including a featured affair, the Lord Glitters handicap that we'll get to in just a moment. But first up, we had the Azizi Mina, a handicap for 80 to 100 rated, 4-year-old and up, purebred Arabians. And what looked a wide open race on paper indeed was not, as Uptown walked this field into the ground. Winning by 10 lengths, he beat out Majdi and Skari. Sandro Paiva was aboard for Saif Al-Marar.
Uptown walked the line, has found a little bit more here. Slipped a little bit more leather by Sandro Paiva and comes away by 4 or 5 lengths. He has a look over the shoulder and everything else is off the bit and chasing here. Something's going to have to really jump out of the ground to win here. Manar was second, third up on the outside Majdi, followed by Rams Muscat, then came Sari Quepos. It's Uptown walked the line by half a dozen, now 7 or 8 lengths. Making ground, Majdi up into second position from Manar, but he's just getting further in front. The 6-year-old Entire by Burning Sand is coming away to absolutely run these into the ground. Wins the Azizi Mina in a cakewalk. Uptown walked the line, impressive. 8 or 9 lengths on the line from Majdi.
The second race of the night was a handicapped 65 to 85 rated thoroughbreds on the grass, 175,000 on the line over a mile. The big favorite in this race was Caron for George Bowie, but in the end it would be Tailgunner Joe, the 3-year-old, beating his elders with a nice change of tactics, no longer going to the front, coming from behind, up the inside, and winning with something left under Bernardo Pinheiro for Dylan Kuna. Jolly Roger was second for the Crisfords, while his stablemate Breakdancer rounded out the top 3.
It is Caldero at the 750, and they've gone steady. They've slowed it right off here. 11.25 back to 12.26 here. Caldero's getting a dream here. He's been able to walk the dog up in front here, Kieran Schumacher. 3/4 of a length now to up on the outside Arabian Angel. As they start to wheel the bend now, Jolly Roger next from Jungle Mac. Monada looking for room. Then came Calixo out to the widest part of the course here was Breakdancer, still with a few to pick up. Then came Expert Choice from San Sebastian. It's Caldero, Jolly Roger, Breakdancer and Monada trying to reel in. Karen's taking the short way home. It's Jolly Roger the leader, but here comes Karen up the inside. Jolly Roger and Karen. Breakdancer reeling home as well in the late part. Karen's diving at Jolly Roger, who goes to fight Karen. Tailgunner Joe, my apologies, Tailgunner Joe has come over the top to win.
The third race of the night was one for the 3-year-olds, always interesting as these races can definitely produce a UAE Derby type. And perhaps that's what we saw, as Bupet Seymour went 1, 2, 3 in this race. Watch Collector for FMQ Stables got it done under Richie Mullen with an inside, scraping the paint trip by 1 1/4 lengths. His stablemate Susette, a son of Candy Ride, was back in second under Andrew Slattery, and his other stablemate Rashwan under Tygo Shea rounded out the top 3. The favorite, Nakata King, for Godolphin and Charlie Appleby could only manage 4th.
Nakata King is continuing to add pressure here to Auntie Fair, who's now dropped the bit. He's still sticking on, though, Auntie Fair to the inside. It's Auntie Fair, Nakata King, 2.5 to Watch Collector. Susette's grinding away out wider and coming into the race ominously. From up on the outside there, Awesome Fleet, then came Rashwan. In the meantime, Watch Collector's come right through the inside. Watch Collector takes over, boots away by 2 or 3 lengths to Susette. Awesome Fleet, Auntie Fair, then came next in running there on the outside was Nakata King. It's Watch Collector from Susette, who's grinding away the outside. Watch Collector with 1.5 lengths at bay on Susette. Watch Collector, a tough win. Watch Collector 1.5 lengths, Susette.
You know, this is the I think I only have 3 horses for Faisal Mohammed Al-Katani, and all 3 have won. So I'm really delighted with that. And I went and bought this horse. Faisal left it to me to buy the horse in the US, and you know, he just wanted the trip. You know, he just wanted a little bit further, and he ran really well.
Up next, we had the co-feature of the night. This is the Dubai Trophy, Race 4, conditions of fair for 3-year-olds, over 6 furlongs on the grass worth $350,000. This was a well-matched field on paper, but in the end, it was actually Northern Champion, who backed up, literally in distance, and also backed up with 2 wins in a row. for Oisin Murphy and Ed Walker. The son of Wooten Bassett beat out Maximized, who once again ran well to place for Charlie Appleby, this time with Mikhail Barcelona, while Postmodern rounded out the top three. The favorite in the race, Catalyst, could only manage 7th.
Postmodern, who takes over for James Doyle from next air Hillitaney, then came Maximised and Flying Comet in between them. Catalyst with plenty of room to breathe, Do or Do Not in behind them, looking for a path clear. Yarsip over on the far side midfield. Northern Champion continues to run on down the near side as Postmodern hits the 300. A narrow leader from Maximised. Catalyst, Flying Comet, and getting warm down the near side as well is Northern Champion. It's Postmodern from Maximised, Northern Champion, Flying Comet, good finish. Postmodern still in front, but here comes Northern Champion with the big bounds in the late part of the race. He'll go back to back. Northern Champion coming away for Oisin Murphy. Wins by 2 lengths to Maximised. Third across Postmodern.
Well, it's great to be back at Meydan Racecourse. It's one of the best in the world. Everyone knows that. The horse was very straightforward. Today was his first time at 6 furlongs and he enjoyed the sprinting and it was a good result.
Fifth race of the night was a handicap 72.90 rated 3-year-old and up thoroughbreds on the dirt, 190 grand on the line over 7 furlongs. This was a well-matched affair, but in the end, it wound up being an interesting race. Niyar, breaking from the far outside, went back to the winner's circle for the 3rd time in 20 starts. Overcoming his bad draw and looking much the best in the end, he was ridden by Pat Dobbs for Doug Watson and the Informed Bred Stables. Final margin of victory was a length and 3/4. Action Point second, Sirocco wins third.
It's Action Point, who works off the side of the course here. 13.68, 10.74, 11.20, leads by a length and 3/4 to Nayar in second. Working up the inside there was Desert Peace, joined there in the run as they continue along by next there Go Chrome Go, Smart System, Kahman, next was Columnist, and Sirocco wins as working up out wider. Then came Guarani, followed by Don Pacifico, next there was Don Vaccaro, and the best of the rest, Flammer Sunshine. It's Action Point and Nayar. They go to battle here at the 300-metre mark. Action Point still holds sway by a length up on the outside. Nayar getting to him with every stride under Pat Dobbs. Nayar coming past Action Point, who's game to fight on. Then came Sirocco, wins from straight and level Go Chrome Go, but it is Nayar. Nayar coming away to win it by 2. Beats Action Point, Sirocco wins.
The featured race of the night was the Lord Glitters Handicap. This is worth 350 grand, handicap 90-110 rated thoroughbreds over 9 furlongs on the grass. On paper, this looked a really nice wide open affair with lukewarm favorite Alpine Trail. Could only check in 8th in this race, but in the end it was Dividend, whose investment in the UAE for Richard Newland and Jamie Insole has definitely paid dividends itself. Ross Orion with a brilliant ride, with King's Charter in second and Archivist back at third.
Yarug the leader, a length and a half to Ramad. Arabian Story now starting to get shaken along. Alpine Trail close enough with King's Charter. Then came Lana Cash, who hasn't had it at all good throughout the trip here. Caramelito next. Dividend looks for a way clear, has something to offer. Then came Al Ali, Archivist to the wide outside from Dante's Lad. It's Yarug the leader. Dividend now working through runners for Ross Orion and picking up quickly from King's Charter. Then came Archivist from Ramad. Yarug on the scene late is Dividend. And Dividend hits the 100-metre mark here, clear by a length to King's Charter, running on with Archivist. Yarug dropping away. Dividend. Nice ride, Ross Orion. 3/4 to King's Charter. Yarug.
The penultimate race of the evening, race 7 of the Burgess Easy, was a handicap 80-100 on the dirt, 250 grand on the line, and this one was over 6 furlongs or 1,200 meters. A horse who keeps improving, Cats by 5, sat just off the pace set by Lafati, overtook her impressively and won by nearly 5 lengths. Pat Dobbs and Doug Watson got their second wins of the evening on what was Pat Dobbs' birthday. Sahalat rounded out the top 3, with Lafati holding on for second.
Which is Lafferty as they wheel the bend here in the Burgess Easy. Cats by 5 comes up to present here and travels into the straight very strongly. It's Lafferty and Cats by 5. Donde Fermo sticking on into 3rd position. Mr. Carfu coming again. It's Cats by 5 though taking over here. Cats by 5 to Lafferty. They've broken right away here from Sahalat, who runs up into 3rd position, but it is a double on the night for Pat Dobbs and Doug Watson. Cats by 5 comes away to win again. Cats by 5 by 5 lengths to Lafferty, Sahalat.
He's a really nice horse. We were unlucky last year. He got in a fight with Cabricon on the plane, and they had to take him off, send him back to Florida, and then wait another 7 weeks for him to get here. And he's had a nice training program this year, showing himself now, and real excited, really happy for Sheikh Rashid for letting us buy him, and hopefully we can go on to bigger and better things.
And the last race of the evening was a handicap 75 to 95 rated 4-year-olds and up thoroughbreds, 190,000 on the line, over 6 furlongs straight on the grass. This one was an interesting one. A lot of horses had a chance to win it, including Rapper's Delight, who got plenty of attention in the market and for a moment looked like a winner, but indeed it was Desperate Hero flying on the outside the grave for Salim Bigadar and Bernardo Pinheiro, giving the jockey his second win of the evening with a 2.5 length win. Rapper's Delight was second and Hasim rounded out the top 3.
Tourist the leader. Tourist here with a nice clean pair of heels in front of Deep Hope. Then came next there Welcome Dream. Hasim looking for a way through with Twilight Calls and Desperate Hero quickly on the scene as well. It's Desperate Hero up on the outside here from up there as well. Rapper's Delight. Hasim starting to slowly grind through, but Desperate Hero's kicking away. Desperate Hero coming into the final 100 metres, comes away to win it, and it's a double on the night for Bernardo Pinheiro. Salim bin Gadai takes the last.
Now let's head over to the capital for first Abu Dhabi Gold Cup evening, a $1 million race on the grass and the richest race ever held for thoroughbreds in Abu Dhabi. But we'll get to that last of these 7 races, kicking things off with the 1400 meter Group 2 Liwa Oasis for the purebred Arabians worth 300,000 dirhams. And it was a case of completely turning back the clock as 9-year-old Hamim, in the past a proper Group 1 horse, went back to the winner's enclosure and was dismissed at 23-1 in the process. Rawa was in second with Jab Haddad back in third. The favorite Al Layth could only manage 6th.
It's Al Layth and Munir Athbar, the match race we were willing to see here and expecting. Al Layth getting tired up in front here. Munir Athbar, Hamim pouncing out wider. Jazila was next. It's Hamim. Hamim coming past them very, very quickly. Hamim a length and a half to Munir Athbar. Al Layth dropping away. Coming from the back, Jab Haddad with Jazila, but it is Hamim in the first. Hamim runs away to win it by a length and a half.
The second race tonight was a listed affair, the Arabian Triple Crown Round 1. Over 1,600 meters. This one saw the return of highly regarded Amr Byrne, who may not even be as good on turf as he is on dirt, but we have not seen him race on dirt yet. He won, interestingly, by a quarter length here over Turquoise, with RB Al-Kahir back in third.
They come into the straight and it's a 2-horse battle here. Amr Byrne trying to stave off the filly here. Up on the outside, Turquoise is getting to Amr Byrne, and Turquoise coming away here for Charlie Bennett. Turquoise by a neck here. Amr Byrne not over and done with. Kicking back on the inside. Amr Byrne! Amr Byrne headed, comes back and wins.
Third race of the night was a purebred Arabian handicap, 0 to 85, 66,000 on the line over the 11 furlong distance. Ernst Ertel looked to have a nice one in here in RB Bougie, but it could only manage 4th, as Al Shaheen, Marmar Al Wathba, and Envy rounded out the 1-2-3. Sam Hitchcock got it done with Tony Gamel, the trainer.
Inside the 400, and it's Envy who takes over the lead. Envy leads them into the straight here for Connor Beasley from Marmar El Wathbar, deeper out RB Bougie. Just got caught there as the runners laid out on the straight. Then came Anafa from Lindor de Borzals. It's Envy the leader from Marmar El Wathbar, and El Shaheen working from the back of the field. Envy still holding on the inside, but Marmar El Wathbar diving at them late, and El Shaheen through the inside, right over the top for Hitchcock. Goes on to win a length.
The fourth race of the night was the Al Nud Classic. This was a Group 1 purebred Arabian affair, $1 million dirhams on the line, over 11 furlongs. And this was Shocker City, as Joe Starr and Bernardo Pinheiro turned for home for new trainer Hamad Al-Marar and looked like a world beater in the process. Group 1 type Azrad Athba was really good in second, with Ghazi back in third. The favorite in the race, Khardoum, could only manage 9th.
As they come into the straight, and Sood's now headed by Joe Starr. Joe Starr goes to the lead here from Sood in second. Then came Munir Du Soleil. Azrad Athbar now starting to lift up on the outside. It's Joe Starr, the leader, looking a little bit wayward coming into the final part. Azrad Athbar trying very hard, but it's going to be Joe Starr coming away with it. Joe Starr goes on to win the Al Nud Classic by 2.5.
Next up, we had the Royal Turf Crown, a handicap 0 to 85, 66,000 on the line, and for the thoroughbreds. In this race, it was only a matter of time before Simon and Ed Crisford got one past the goalpost in Abu Dhabi, and it came along with Ablan. Ridden by Ross Coakley, he beat out Injazadi into second, and Pantani back in third for Doug Watson. The final margin of victory was 3/4 of a length.
Pantani and Lemurian go together. Al Mukhtar coming in with a good burst of speed. Out wider was Ablan. Running into the race as well. Through the middle is Rabat. Then came Hamam and Injazadi from the back. Up in front. Taking over is Ablan. Al Mukhtar to the outside. Good finish this. Pantani, Ablan. Ablan coming away here late for Ross Coakley. Ablan will go on and get it. Ablan a half. Beats home Pantani.
The sixth race of the night was the listed Abu Dhabi Championship, 380,000 on the line for the thoroughbreds over 12 furlongs on the grass. Royal Power gave Charlie Appleby and William Buick their first win in Abu Dhabi in quite some time, proving much the best by nearly 2 lengths over West Wind Blows. C. Hector returned to form nicely at 51 to 1 to round out the top 3 for Pat Dobbs and Doug Watson.
It's Green Cape who's found a little bit more here, but quickly on the scene out wider is Royal Power. Royal Power in the Royal Blue, coming away here by half a length. The biggest danger is West Wind Blows, who's trying to level up. He goes past his stablemate Green Cape, but he'll be no match for Royal Power, who comes away to win for Charlie Appleby. And His Highness Sheikh Mohammed goes on to score here in Gold Cup. A nice win here for the Royal Blue.
And the last race of the night was the biggest of the early part of the year here in the capital, the Abu Dhabi Gold Cup. Listed, it is worth $1 million, or 3.7 million dirhams, over a mile on the grass. It attracted an international field, and that is exactly what happened in the end, as the only Japanese horse in the race, Strauss, won impressively by a length over Qatari Dark Trooper. Back in third was Irish colt Comanche Brave.
The 400 as the race starts to hot up. Western Rider Folk Festival with it all to do. It's Crown Board coming into the straight here. A narrow leader from Strauss, who now works through, gets his run. Then came John Quill. Kudwar out deeper. It's Strauss who takes the lead for Moreira. Up on the outside, Comanche Braves trying to dive at him late, but it's Strauss clear from up on the outside. Dark Trooper trying to come from last, but it's the Land of the Rising Sun in the first edition of the Gold Cup. Strauss goes on to win by a length.
Now let's head over to Al Ain for 8 races over near the mountains. First race was the non-winners of 2 over 2,000 meters for Purebred Arabians, won nicely by Ahab. Eric Lamont now trains, Jules Mobian in the saddle, Calista Carrera was back in second a length, with Tarweej another 10 lengths back in third. The second race of the night was a handicap 0 to 80 Purebred Arabian 70 grand on the line over 9 furlongs. Yas looked to almost have this one again, but indeed it was Sarab who got it done instead for Khalifa Aniadi and Bernardo Pinheiro. RB Epic rounded out the top 3. The third race of the night was a maiden for 4-year-olds. This was for Purebred Arabians over 8 furlongs, and Yas got another one past the goalpost, our leading owner, for Sylvester de Sousa and Eric Lamartinel. Winning by a nose, he beat out Samoon and Amr, his stablemate, back in third. A maiden followed, a rated maiden, 4-year-olds not Purebred Arabians, 70 grand on the line over 8 furlongs. Kay Saboud and Bernardo Pinheiro gave that jockey another big win on the weekend, this one with AF Shara. Al-Wahlis was second, with Yora Fref back in third. The final margin of victory was a quarter length. Fifth race of the night was a 0 to 85 handicap Purebred Arabian, 70 grand on the line over 8 furlongs. Kay Saboud and Bernardo Pinheiro got another one past the post, this time with AF Asaf. Haka du Soleil was back in second with Sherlau in third. A maiden followed for 4-year-old not Purebred Arabians, worth $40,000 over 7 furlongs. Yes got another win on the night, this time going 1-2 with Basil and Rohan. Hamid Al-Busadi was aboard the victor for Majid Al-Johori, while the runner-up was ridden by Jules Mobian for Eric Lamartinel. Athman Benuna rounded out the top 3. Yas Racing continued its impressive role in the next race. This was a maiden, 4-year-old Nup Yuri Ebred, Purebred Arabian, 40 grand on the line, over 7 furlongs. And Dahwad beat out Kandalal into second. Sylvester de Sousa was aboard for Eric Legree. was a 3/4 length victory and another length back to Moharab Bennouna back in third. And the last race of the week in the UAE was a handicap 0 to 80 rated purebred Arabians, 4-year-olds and upward, 70 grand on the line over the straight 5 furlongs. Always an exciting race to end the night there. Kais Aboud got his third win of the night, this time with Richie Mullen in the saddle. A.R. Mouge was in second for Ibrahim Al-Hadrami, while Abdallah Al-Hamadi's Maestro rounded out the top three. Now let's look at the championship standings here in the UAE. As mentioned, Yas Racing is tearing it up on the front end, 33 victories and 33 seconds from 308 starts this season. His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has 18 wins, Godolphin has 11, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum has 10, and Al Layth Racing has 8, with an impressive 27.6 strike rate. Among the trainers, Bhupat Seymour continues his leading ways with 33 victories. Ibrahim Al-Hadrami is 6 behind with 27, Musab El-Mehari has 22, Michael Costa is 16, and Eric Lamartinel continues a nice year of his own, running out the top 5 with 14. And the last standings of the weekend to cover is the jockeys, with Bernardo Pinheiro finally getting the better of Sylvester de Sousa with a big week, and he has a 35-34 win lead. Tygo Shea has 28, Richie Mullen has 25, and Ray Dawson rounds out the top 5 with 22. Now let's look at what's coming up this weekend. On Friday, the 13th, we have Meydan. We have Abu Dhabi on the 14th, and then on Sunday, we have Jebel Ali. It is also Saudi Cup weekend. We have big races in Riyadh on Friday and Saturday, including the International Jockeys Championship. We will cover as much as we can for that as well for you guys. We hope to see you here next week on Past the Post. My name is Michael Adolphson. May all your photo finishes be winning ones.